I'm afraid not. There are preparations to make, and Gallus's remains to lay to rest. I promise to join you there as soon as I can. He was a scholar, a master thief, and a natural leader. Everyone respected him and followed him without question. It was Gallus who inducted me into the Nightingales, and honed my skills to a razor-sharp point. I owe everything to him. We were very close. Gallus once said he felt comfortable around me, able to let his guard down. I can't help but think that I'm responsible for what happened to him. Mercer lied to the Guild, branded me a murderer, and slandered my name across his network of contacts. For 25 years I ran, never sleeping in the same place twice and carefully covering my tracks. Mercer doesn't need to die. He needs to feel the cold sting of fate as his life crumbles in front of him and he's hunted by the Guild. I can promise you, if it comes to that, and my back's to the wall, I won't hesitate. Remember, speak only to Anther. Trust no one else. Please, there isn't much time. What is it? Please make it brief. We have much to do. Only to Anther. Trust no one else.
Wouldn't fret over it.
I'm not fretting. I don't want Irid playing those sorts of games.
Yes, what is it?
All right, I'll speak to her.
Can I help you with anything else? Carlia? Then she's finally found it. Do you have Gallus's journal? No problem. Let me see it. Oh, this is just like Gallus. A dear friend, but always too clever for his own good. He's written all of the text in the Falmer language. No. However, I know someone who might. The court wizard of Markarth, Calselmo, may have the materials you need to get this journal translated. Word of warning, Calselmo is a fierce guardian of his research. Getting the information won't be easy. In the time before man, they were known as the Snow Elves. They lived in the sunlight and had a very prosperous society. Like the Altmer? Yes, I would say their culture quite possibly rivaled our own. The Nords went to war with the Falmer in the First Era, killed them by the thousands to drive them from their snowy homeland. The Falmer retreated underground and forged an uneasy alliance with the dwarves who ended up betraying them. This betrayal made them what they are now, horrible, blind monstrosities with a burning hatred of any but their own kind.
Oh yes, quite fine. My accommodations here continue to be just what I need.
And there haven't been any...
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Are you
Forgive me.
referring to your other customers?
I've lost several
Oh,
close
everything's
friends to the
quite all right.
Falmer, and it tends
I
to
expected
distort
it.
my view. If you wish to learn more about them, you're welcome to my tome on the
Let me know if
subject.
things get out of hand.
Should be on my table. Besides the fact that there are only a handful of people in Tamriel that even recognize the language, I'm fairly certain he was planning some sort of a heist that involved a deep understanding of the Falmer language. Sadly, we never had the opportunity to speak about the details. Ironically, I pointed him in the same direction I pointed you, to Markarth and Calselmo. I'm only hoping whatever means he used to learn the language will still be available to you. He was a dear friend of mine, and a surprisingly astute pupil of academia. I was devastated when he was killed. I suppose that risk always coexisted with his line of work. I just never thought his luck would run out. For the thrill, of course. He was quite clear that he felt more in his element climbing through a window rather than hunched over a dusty tome. Ah, yes, quite an amusing anecdote, actually. I caught him trying to break into my laboratory. I was about to show him the error of his ways when he made a curiously astute comment about my research notes. I was astounded, and in turn it led to a conversation. Who would have imagined it would lead to such a strong friendship? Calselmo is stubborn as a mule. Be careful when you speak to him.
I say,
What am I supposed to do? Never leave the house? You want that?
Yes.
You're closing the stall, and that's final.
You want to give up now?
bloodiest
Out of fear?
beef in the
Is that
reach.
what we're going to teach our daughter?
Mama, why are you and Papa fighting?
We're not fighting, we're just... Why don't I get you something to eat? Mama and Papa will talk later.
Are you looking for a gift for a friend, perhaps?
Cut of venison or mutton?
My family came here centuries ago. We made a good living smithing the silver that flows through the city. But you probably wanted to know about the fancy carvings and stonework, didn't you? Travelers always do. Here, I have a delivery I need to make to Calselmo. Why don't you take it to him? He knows the history of Markarth better than anyone. Thank you. He can be a bit difficult, but I'm sure he'll appreciate your help. Come back if you need a new ring or necklace.
Need something?
The finest jewelry in all of Markarth.
Need something?
My favorite. Finally. Now get lost.
Don't try to haggle with me.
Bring more
Buy
gold.
or leave. Ah, now that is a good question. Where does Hogney get the finest, freshest meat from all over the Reach? The answer is simple. Orcs. There is a stronghold nearby whose hunters can butcher a deer in seconds.
Redguard
Now having an orc for a wife would be something. Yes. Strong and bulky. Too bad they don't let people go beyond the walls. Let me show you where they are. Maybe they welcome you. Maybe they put an arrow in your face. Who knows? Do I look like a guide? Only thing I do is sell meat. Are you going to buy or not?
God like Whitemane is in a better place now. Or is there any place better than Sovngarde?
What are you hiding, priest?
I'm not hiding anything. It's closed for a reason.
Typical Imperial lies. First, you take away Talos. Now you're keeping us from seeing our honored dead? You and the Jarl will answer for any desecration of my ancestors' bodies.
That's enough, Thongvor. We're done. If it's about the Hall of the Dead, no, you can't go in there. New to Skyrim? I was confused at first, too. The Nords call their mausoleums the Hall of the Dead. It's where people in the city are buried. Fathers, forefathers, mothers, foremothers. I can't talk about it. Rest assured, the Jarl hears everyone's concerns. You will be able to visit the dead again soon. Then my answer is the Hall of the Dead is closed. By order of the Jarl, understand? All right. I was going to suggest the Jarl hire someone to sort this mess out anyway. We've discovered that some of the dead have been eaten. Flesh has been chewed off. Bones were snapped to get at the marrow inside. We haven't caught anyone or anything yet. It's like it knows when I'm there. If you can get to the bottom of this, the priesthood of Arkay will reward you. Take my key, and be careful. Arkay, one of the 8 divines, god of the cycle of birth and death. It is his shrine people pray to when they visit the hall, that his divinity will watch over their ancestors on the way to the next life. Tread lightly in the hall. We don't know what's in there.
The Silverblood family will be heard. You there, you another Imperial puppet? Answer me. Finally, someone with decent sense. The Empire is destroying everything Skyrim stands for. Honor, pride, mighty Talos. Jarl Igmund can't ignore us for much longer. Not if the Silverblood family has a say. We own Sidna Mine, best prison in Skyrim, and source of half the wealth in this city. We keep the Reach safe. We flood Markarth with wealth. But does the Jarl listen to us when we want to say? No. He's busy forgetting that Ulfric Stormcloak saved this city from the Forsworn. Ulfric's a hero, not a damn criminal. He used the Thu'um, shouted those Forsworn from the walls. Then he led a band of Nord warriors in to take the city. Just like Talos himself at the Battle of Old Hroldan, reclaiming the Reach from those heathen natives. That's a true Nord hero. A legend. So great that the Divines themselves lifted his soul into the heavens and made him a god. He founded the Empire, and now they've turned their back on him to appease the elves. Elves. Do the elves rule Skyrim, or do the Nords? They started the Great War, nearly destroyed the Imperial City. Then the Emperor took the coward's way out and surrendered. Now, the elves dictate everything we do, and they don't want us acknowledging a mere human like Talos as the god he is. Stay out of trouble in my city.
As his housecarl, Igman's security is my chief concern.
Don't bother with Tacitus. Useless. Grew up in a stronghold. Every orc girl tended the forge at some point. A girl has to grow up, and life in the stronghold asks for a lot in return. So I joined the Legion, mastered my trade there. That's right. An orc stronghold. Kept to ourselves, lived as our ancestors would have wanted. Wasn't enough for me, though. I left. Didn't want to end up as the third wife of some lowly chieftain.
I'm Gor's assistant. I help her with the forge.
You're trespassing here. You'd better clear out.
The Empire has always been good to the orcs, but this war of theirs is none of my concern. I'm the Jarl's personal blacksmith, but that doesn't mean I can't sell you a few pieces for a fair price. Depends on what you need. A light armor is good for travel, less to carry. A heavy armor weighs you down, but no true warrior goes without it. If you want some heavy armor, I might have a deal we could work out. I need a dangerous heart. Jarl wants me to cool his new sword in blood. You get me a heart, I get you some armor. Interested? Good hunting. Good. I'd prefer using water to cool my metal, but it's what the Jarl wants. Here, some of my best armor. Wear it well. The finest weapons and armor. Anything. Served in the Legion with my sister Gorza for over 10 years. We've seen every piece you can imagine. Have you met her? She runs the forge near the smelter. Just don't bother talking to her, apprentice. Boy has no talent. All right, then.
You have the honor of addressing a member of the Thalmor. Bask in it. Until next time. The Tholmor know how to deal with Talos worshippers. As if this craggy wretch of a city could give birth to a superiorly bred Mer such as myself. No, I'm not from Markarth. I was sent here to lead the Tholmor's interests in this corner of Skyrim. It's my mission to root out all Talos worship in this city. It's a religious matter. The Tholmor do not recognize Talos as a god. He was only a man, and does not deserve a place in our pantheon. The Empire has agreed to accept our beliefs, and its citizens have a responsibility to cease their heretical worship. You're awfully inquisitive, aren't you? I like that. Perhaps you'd care to solve a little problem I'm having. Ogmund the Scowled. He's old, respected, and I know for a fact that he worships Talos in his home. But the Jarl has been hesitant to call for his arrest. I want you to break into his home and find evidence. We're the ruling body of the Old Mary Dominion, saviors of Mer, victors of the Great War. The Empire exists because we allow it to exist, and I'm here to make sure the Jarl of Markarth remembers that. The Tholmor saved all of Elvenkind during the Oblivion Crisis. We've been watching over our lands for 200 years. We refounded the Old Mary Dominion, an alliance between us and our Bosmer cousins. You might know them from their common name, Wood Elves. We intend to prove the superiority of Mer over man, 1 century at a time. All right then.
Ondolimar is the commander of the Tholmor in Markarth.
To work, or Anton will rip my head off.
Before you say anything, no, I am not from the Reach. No, I'm a Breton from High Rock, and I refuse to be mistaken for a filthy native. I don't care if we share the same ancestors. These people are savages. Half of them are forsworn barbarians. And have you seen what they eat? What have I done for the gods to take me so far from my beloved Daggerfall? Yes, the finest court in all of High Rock. You think politics here or something? Well, we Bretons invented politics. That is where I learned to cook, and where I belong. Not here with all these dogs. Take a look. All right then.
Don't mind the dogs. They get anxious when they haven't had dinner. You should talk to Anton if you need anything. He's the master chef. Oh, thank you. The dogs were getting restless. Here, this is for you. See ya. It's been a hard day cleaning. Good honest work, I say.
son of Orofdir, Jarl of Markarth. Yes, I know. We have some advantages if they come here. The city is built into the mountainside, so it's hard to reach into, even from the skies. And everything is made of stone, even the beds. We'll have no trouble from Dragon's Fire here. Are you a sellsword? I don't like your kind. No honor, no loyalty, unreliable. But I can't turn away a potential ally in these times. Let's see if you're better than a common mercenary. My scouts have tracked down one of the Forsworn leaders, hiding out in their blood-soaked camps. Deal with them. We will see. It all started here, this rebellion. When the Empire lost the Reach during the Great War, we became desperate. We promised a group of Nord militia free worship in exchange for their help retaking the war. Then the elves found out about it. We were forced to arrest all of them. Ulfric Stormcloak, their leader, used the whole thing as proof that the Empire had abandoned Skyrim. The rebels called it the Markarth Incident. It was the founding day for the Stormcloaks, and where this war really started. My gods told me, poor Margaret, and witnesses report that the attacker was shouting some nonsense about being a Forsworn. I want to make things clear. Markarth has its troubles, but there are no Forsworn in this city. They are only a threat in the hills and along the roads where they live. Everywhere else, we are in control. The White Gold Concordant, our treaty with the elves after the Great War, forbids free worship of Talos. But that's what we promised Ulfric and his men. It seems foolish looking back, but at the time we were hoping the elves wouldn't find out. So when they did find out, it was either we arrest Ulfric and the militia, or enter into yet another war with the Aldmeri Dominion. The choice was clear, and now Ulfric threatens the thinly veiled peace we sacrificed so much for. When the Aldmeri Dominion invaded the Imperial City, the Legion all but turned a blind eye to the other provinces. Many of the disgruntled natives of the Reach used the opportunity to depose the Empire and founded what they called an independent kingdom. It was little more than a chaotic uprising, but the Reach was removed from Imperial authority for 2 years before it reclaimed it. But the leaders of the uprising refused our offers of peace. They fled into the hills and became the Forsworn. I don't know you, and I don't sell what precious property we have to outsiders. But if you're willing to work, and you prove to be reliable, I might deem you worthy to live here. My steward will handle things from there. I want no mercy for those Forsworn. Understand?
What are you doing here? The excavation site is closed. I don't need any more workers or guards. I told you I'm not hiring any more guards. Why do you people always bother me when I'm trying to finish my research? You idiot! Do you even know who I am? The most recognized scholar on the Dwemer in all of Tamriel. and you people keep bothering me. I'm sorry, I got too excited. I'm in the middle of some very stressful work, and I shouldn't have yelled. How can I help you? Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting to pick that up. Poor Kira. Such a patient woman. Now, you're supposed to get something for your trouble, aren't you? How about some gold? People seem to like that, I notice. Yes, their history and culture is all around us in Markarth. A race of stonecutters, artisans, and engineers. They invented machines and built elaborate underground cities where they researched powers to rival the gods themselves. And then, at a time we are still not sure when, they disappeared. The whole people, all at once, leaving behind only their works. I was beginning to lose faith that any help would come. You see, I've been thinking about Feline quite a bit. You know Feline? Then you know what a beauty she is. The trouble is that I can't seem to speak around her. My mouth goes dry, and I start to shake. I could never hope to approach her. That's the trouble. I know Feline from the keep, but I have no idea what sorts of things she likes. It's not a simple matter. I could offend her fairly easily by bringing up the wrong subject. I've seen it happen before. There is one, Ingvar. He's quite popular with the ladies. Thankfully, Feline is not quite his type, but they've been friends for some time, and he may have some ideas. Please, ask him what she likes. It's my only chance. Look, I'm very busy, so this better be important. To protect my research, for one. There are more cutthroat scholars out there who would steal my findings if they got the chance. And the excavations into Nejuan are dangerous. Dwemer machines and traps still function, even after thousands of years. Persistent, aren't you? Oh, very well. Who am I to stand in the way of curiosity? I'll let you in if you agree to something for me. There's a giant spider in Nejuan. My workers call her Nimhi, the poisoned one. If you deal with Nimhi, I'll let you into both the excavation site and my Dwemer museum. What do you say? Enthusiasm. Good. Here's the key to the dig site. Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them. Then you were well informed. I am at this very moment on the cusp of completing my magnum opus on the subject. I'm calling it Calselmo's Guide to the Falmer Tongue. It will revolutionize the way we understand those ancient beings. Preposterous! That research represents years of personal toil in some of the most dangerous Dwemer ruins in Skyrim. You must be mad to think I'd allow anyone to see it before it's completed. While I appreciate the sentiment, I still have to decline. Being an admirer, I'm sure you can appreciate the need to keep my research a secret. Do you realize that at a snap of my fingers, I can bring the entire Markarth City Guard to my defense? You best rethink this course of action, or you may find yourself on the executioner's block. I'm not certain how many scholars you're accustomed to dealing with, but I can assure you that personal wealth is our lowest priority. Very well. Perhaps when my research is complete, I'll feel more comfortable discussing my findings with you. What is is it this time? What is it this time?
Halt! The Dwemer Museum isn't open to anyone without the court wizard's permission. It means Dwarven Museum. Lost race of people that built this city. You want to know more? Ask Calcimo. He's usually in front of the ruins, just down the tunnel. You're here to see the Jarl. No sudden moves. Understand?
What a waste. There must be a dozen men up there. Yeah. Calcelmo called in his entire expedition team. Said he needed every man he could get to protect the city siege. Better them than us. We lost 3 good men to the traps. And for what? Just to see another damn spider clanking around. Well, at least this post is safe enough. Come on, let's get back to work. Order of the yard. Stop right there. Catch wind, huh?
Roll?
I've suffered worse than enough of this. Do your worst. Let's see what you've got.
Here's what you want!
morning, Captain. Our work must not be disturbed. Kill any intruders on sight. Call for backup if you need it. Let no one through.
As you say, sir.
Come here.
Huh?
Victory is yours! I submit!
Could be someone there. Anybody there?
You all?